Here's one for you guys. You know when you say you're going to do something on Monday, whatever it is, you're going to give something up, you're going to start a new habit on Monday. By saying that to yourself, you're essentially telling yourself that you're not ready to do that thing or to give up the thing. And that is why I have spent the last 20 years telling myself I'm going to give this thing up. I'm going to stop eating junk food. I'm going to start eating well. I'm going to start meditating every day. I'm going to start doing my Qigong practice. But I never did it because I was never prepared to do it. I was only prepared to want to do it. I was only prepared to say I was going to do it. But that is very different from doing it. I realised that about a year ago when I was caught in a deep spiral of addictions, especially around weed. I was smoking a lot of weed and it was not doing my head any good. Yet I still smoked every single day. And I just felt like I couldn't stop it. And because of the weed, I was eating terrible food, so much sugar. I was getting skin rashes from the sugar. I mean, it was in a really shitty state. And it would be like Thursday, and I'd be like just so low energy, and I couldn't focus, and emotional overwhelm, procrastination, ADHD states, all of that. And I'd be like, I've got to give this up. I'm going to give it up on Monday. And then I would just go even deeper into it on Friday and Saturday and Sunday. I mean, I couldn't think of not doing that over the weekend. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to go deep. I'm going to go deep. I would just constantly be high all the time and just eating it was horrible. And I wasn't really enjoying it, but I was just doing it because it was what I was addicted to at the time. And then on Sunday I'd push it even more because I was like, I'm going to give it up on Monday. And I still, even though I'd been doing that over and over again, I still believed that maybe I could give it up on Monday. And I think it's Einstein said that insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. So Monday would come along and the crash, the dopamine crash, the withdrawal symptoms from not eating sugar, not eating junk food, not smoking weed, not smoking cigarettes. It just made Monday so difficult. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't focus. I was feeling horrible. You know, I was lucky if I made it to Tuesday, but I'd give it up. And I'd give it up and I'd tell myself, well, one more week. And I'll start again on Monday. So if that's you, just notice how you're communicating by saying you're doing it on Monday that you're not ready. And the reason that is because change can only happen in the now. It's as simple as that. When Monday comes along, Monday has to be the now. And if you're not prepared to stop now, then you're not going to be prepared to stop now, Monday. And if you do, it will be a fight. And it'll be a struggle. And eventually you'll probably give it up. Now, it's still possible to give it up or to start that thing. It's definitely not impossible. But when you do give it up, you're giving it up in the now. And it's my honest belief, this is why a lot of New Year's resolutions never stay, right? People always give up the New Year's resolutions. And that's because they're not ready to give up the things or start the new habit. Because they say, you know, they let themselves indulge over Christmas and New Year, which is all completely fine if that's what you want to do. And then they're like, yeah, I'm just going to do that. And then come New Year, boom, I'm going to stop. And then they do. And then it just, life gets difficult. And then they end up starting again. And then they'll carry it on for the rest of the year. Which is even worse than saying on Monday. At least I'm saying you're going to do it on Monday. You've got the opportunity to make the change each week. Rather than just doing it on New Year. You've got a whole another year of that shit before you try and give it up again and then fail again. You can test it now. Think of something that you really want to give up. Or think of something that you really want to do. And that could be a daily habit, like meditating. Meditating, take all the spiritual fluff away from meditation. It's probably the most powerful thing you could do to start feeling more powerful, more confident, start reducing anxiety and depression. Just, I mean, the benefits are huge, right? And a lot of people want to meditate, but they don't, because it's just uncomfortable. So how would it be, whether it's it doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be meditating, it could be exercising, or again, it could be giving up social media, whatever. How would it feel to just do it after this video? Now, if you're like, no, I'm not going to do it, that means you're not going to do it on Monday, and you're probably not going to do it on New Year, until eventually you do. But almost certainly you're not ready to do it yet, because there's that I would need to go into the addictions deeper before I can give it up, right? If I'm trying to give up cigarettes, I need to go and have one more cigarette before I give it up, or one more packet of cigarettes, and just because you're not yet ready. So I don't know whether this video will be motivation enough for you to actually stop that thing, and it's fine if it's not, but hopefully what this video can do is show you those patterns, show you that you're not ready yet, and that urge that wants to do the things that are bad for you, and that it's the same energy that wants you to procrastinate on doing the things that are good for you. That energy isn't you. It's like a form of attachment. Now, people are going to have different opinions as to what that is, and that's fine. You can have your own opinion. To be honest, I'm not too interested in whether that's the devil or entities or just trauma or whatever. What I do know is that you can detach yourself from it. And meditation, another benefit of meditation, is one of the best things you can do to detach from your addictive urges, because you're more powerful than that. Your consciousness. From consciousness, you see your urges. You see this energy in you that's getting you to do the things you don't want to do, and that means you're not them. When you're doing the urges, when you're doing the things you don't want to be doing, you're kind of like attached to these urges as, this is who I am, this is what I want to do, but it's not. You're way more powerful than that. Right now, if this is you, you're a slave. Your urges are your masters, and they're saying, go do this, go do that, and you're like, yes master, I will do that, yes master, I'll do this, even though I don't want to do it, because the slave doesn't want to be a slave, right? He just do shit that it doesn't want to do all the time. He doesn't want to do all the time. And that's what you're doing with your with your habits, right? With your urges. That's how it's fucking us up. So in meditation, we move into consciousness where we observe reality instead of being a part of it. And from that place you can see the urges. You slowly start to detach from them. You can even, and I had this experience after meditating, it was about a year ago when I was going for this addictions, and I did I was starting to do 20 minutes a day of being aware of awareness. So I'd close my eyes and just breathe and watch my breath. So I'd be sitting in awareness, and then I would become aware of awareness. I don't know how to describe it other than that. Play around with it. If you have questions about it, put it in the comments and let me know how you're getting on. I'll see if I can help you. I am running free weekly workshops where you can bring those sort of questions to, or it's soon going to be every other week, because I can't really do them each week anymore. So you're welcome to come along on that. But essentially, by doing that, when I went out into town and the urge came up, I was like, oh, I saw the urge. I wasn't the urge, I saw the urge. And then because I was more in my consciousness, I had the ability to respond to that urge instead of react. If you react to the urge, you're going to do it. You're the slave. If you can respond to the urge, you're now the master. And that little urge becomes the slave. It's powerless, absolutely powerless over you, unless you give it the power. by giving it the role of your master. Yeah. So you can give up all the things you're trying to give up. You might think it's hard right now, and your lifestyle is making it harder. With each hit of dopamine, you're putting yourself into more states of stress. Dopamine is a survival neurotransmitter. It's linked to survival. So each time you spike it, you're getting more and more into survival, which is fight or flight, which is stress. It's pulling you into the head. It's killing your ability to feel good in your body. And so you need more and more in order to try and feel good, but you never quite do it because dopamine doesn't necessarily feel good unless it's earned. When we were surviving in the wilderness, you chase an animal and kill it, that was earned dopamine. That's why if you work all day and go have a beer, that beer's going to feel great. But if you have a beer in the evening after doing nothing all day, that beer's not going to give you much. That's because you've earned the beer. It's the same with anything else. So there's good dopamine and there's bad. Anything that spikes your dopamine without you working for it, you're putting yourself into a spiral of more habits and slowly fucking us up. So I hope this is motivating for you in some way. Your urges aren't who you are. You are more powerful than them. Meditation will allow you to start seeing your urges as something you can be more powerful than, if that makes sense. And you can make the changes that you want to be making, even if you think you can't right now. If you think you can't, you're just coming from a heavier level of consciousness. If you can start raising up into levels of courage, you'll see that you can. And then when you start seeing that you can, it's more likely that you will. Thanks for watching, guys. Please subscribe.